Throughout human history, philosophers have asked one of the most profound questions: what is real? From ancient Greece to the monastery of ancient India, the nature of reality has been a puzzle that thinkers across the world have sought to be solved, each coming to distinct yet intricately interconnected insights. In Western philosophy, the nature of reality has often been explored through the lens of objectivity and reason. One of the most famous examples of this Plato's allegory of the cave. In the parable, Plato describes prisoners who are chained in a cave, only be able to see shadows cast on that wall by objects behind them. To these prisoners, the shadows are all they know of the reality. They have no concept of actual objects or the world beyond the cave. For Plato, true reality lies in the world of forms, a higher, abstract realm of perfect and immutable ideas. According to this view, the physical world is merely an imperfect reflection of a more profound, transcendent reality. This pursuit of objective reality continued with philosophers like Rene Descartes, sought a foundation of truth that could be known with certainty. Descartes famously declared, Cogito ergo sum, I think, therefore I am, as a one undeniable truth. He argued that while our sense could be deceived, our very ability to question the reality proved the existence of the self as a thinking entity. For Descartes, reality needed profoundation and clear, rational thought. Anything perceived through the sense was secondary and potentially misleading. In modern Western thought, philosophers like Immanuel Kant further refined this view by struggling from that our understanding of reality is shaped by the human mind itself. Kant argued that we cannot know things in themselves. Reality as it truly exists outside of perception because our mind actively filters and organizes our experiences. What we perceive then is not reality in a pure objective form, but a construct shaped by our mental framework. This introduces the notion of reality to some extent is subjective, filtered through our own individual perception and mental categories. Eastern philosophers, particularly those stemming from Hinduism and Buddhism, offers a different approach to reality. In Hindu philosophy, the concept of Maya describes the world as an illusion, a veil that obscures the true nature of existence. According to Vedanic techniques, what we perceive as reality is shaped by our own limited sense and ego, which prevents us from seeing the Brahman, the universal, unchanging essence that unveils everything. The goal of a spiritual practice, then, is to beyond Maya, to transcend the illusions of individuality and duality, and to realize one's oneness with Brahman reality. In the Zen is not something to be understood analytically, but to experience directly through inner realization. Buddhism similarly teaches that reality is a construct shaped by the mind. In the Heart Sutra, a foundational Buddhist text, it is said that from emptiness and emptiness is form, meaning that what we perceive as a solid permanent is, in truth, empty of inherent existence. The teaching of anatta, no self, and sunatta, emptiness, emphasizes that all phenomena, including the self, are impermanent and interdependent, lacking any fixed of independent nature. According to Buddhist thought, clinging to the illusion of permanence causes suffering, and awakening comes from the realization the fluid, interconnected nature to reality. Through meditation, Buddhists cultivate awareness of the impermanence, breaking down to the illusion of selves and experiencing the reality beyond the filters of ego and attachment. Here, the nature of reality isn't a problem to be solved, but an illusion to be solved. The journey is one of direct experience and mindfulness, allowing participants to see beyond their conditioned perceptions. While Western philosophy has offered emphasizes objectives, truths, and the pursuit of knowledge through reasons, Eastern philosophers focus on transcending subjective illusions through direct experience. However, both traditions acknowledge the limitation of human perceptions. Western philosophy, through figures like Kant, recognizes that our understanding of the reality is shaped by the mind. Meanwhile, Eastern thought, particularly Buddhism, emphasizes that reality is not an fixed or static as it happens. Today, modern science, particularly in the fields like quantum mechanics, supports ideas that challenge the notion of an objective, observer independent reality. The famous double slit experiment demonstrate how the act of observation affects the behavior of particles, struggling that consciousness plays a role in shaping reality. Such findings hint that reality may not be as objective as once thought, bringing scientific thought closer to ideas proposed by Eastern philosophers millennia ago. So, what is real? Perhaps the answer lies not in choosing one's perspective over the other, but in understanding that the reality is a complex, multifaceted phenomenon. Sometimes that only experience both individually and collectively. Is it possible that our perception of reality both a construct of our minds and an experience of something beyond our comprehension? In the end, the nature of reality may be such much about the journey of questioning as it is about any concrete answers we may find. Through the synthesis, we find that exploring reality is a dance between mind and matter, perception and truth, self and the universe. Reality, as seen through the eyes of both Eastern and Western philosophy, becomes a profound mystery, one that invites us not only to question what we see, but to awaken the incorrections and all of the things. Perhaps then the nature of reality is less about certainty and more about wonder, a wonder bridge cultures, philosophies, and mind across time and space.